Doesn't say on the app.
Now, oh, there it's on, okay. Now, I've been asked to name all the people that are here, and I asked to name the people that aren't here, so in case you're wondering why I'm doing it.
We could do that.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order, 8 a.m. here at 12/6/18 at City Hall. The roll call, we have Lang, Gessler, Peripart, Royam, Benetsky, Ballwig, Hettinger, and Merlot. Merlot,
Blatt.
am I close?
Yeah. Close enough.
One absentee, that's Millar.
Not me.
The next item of business, we need to look over the agenda, see if there's any corrections, additions. And when you're done, we need a motion to approve in a second.
Move to approve as presented.
Okay, Royal.
Second.
And second from Okay, the next item in the prior minutes we had, we also need a motion to approve and a second on that when you look them over.
I make a motion.
Benetsky makes the, now I lose my pencil, here we go. And then we need a second on that.
Second.
Okay. Comments, suggestions of citizens present? I see none. Comments, suggestions from our suggestion box? That was none. We must be doing well. We'll move on with Kim with old business.
All right, can I grab somebody's agenda for a minute, because I don't have a copy.
Do that?
I'll give it right back.
I got an extra one there.
All right, I undercopied today apparently, and I didn't have an agenda for myself, and I have notes on here. Old business is some upcoming events for December. Of course, this Friday is the holiday train visiting Columbus. They should be at the station around 9:05, give or take a little bit. The last few years, they've been really good about staying on time, so folks shouldn't be concerned. But we have a lot of things going down at the tracks. We have burn barrels to keep everybody warm because it's going to be cold. There's going to be food and beverages available for people to purchase, hot chocolate, hot dogs, that sort of thing. So it'll be a fun activity down there. This year, the food pantry that is benefiting from the holiday train is Crossroads. So bring your non-perishable food items down there. They'll have, on both sides of the tracks, they'll have a wagon to pick up the food, so you can drop it off with them. That's a really great opportunity for the Crossroads to get some extra help this holiday season. Prior to that, though, at the Senior Center, Santa will be visiting us. The Senior Center will be open from 6:30 to 8:30. The library is going to sponsor a magician and some kids' crafts. The Senior Center is providing Santa, who you can take pictures with and tell all of your secrets to for Christmas. And adults and children are welcome to stop in and warm up there before going down to the train station, because it's supposed to be a little bit cool, and it is a late night Friday. So we encourage everybody to stop there and enjoy those things. Our book club this month will be Janesville, An American Story, because it's a local topic. They're also having a discussion, kind of related to, the play that was here a few months ago. They'll have a discussion about Janesville and the effect that the GM plant closing had on the town, and have that kind of discussion at the library afterwards. So, first, the book club will meet on that Monday, and then which is the 10th, at 12:30 at the senior center. And then on December 13th at 7 o'clock at the library annex, they'll have an additional discussion about not just the book, but more about the topic of how a major closing of a business affects the community as a whole, not just the workers. But so it'll be an interesting discussion if anybody's interested in that. That sounds really good. Our Fun with Redbud will be on December 12th this year. That's our kind of Christmas party with the 4-year-olds from next door. They usually come and sing some Christmas songs with us, and we have a craft, and we'll have a little treat. So I hope that everyone can show up and support these young people who come and work really hard singing songs, and they're just adorable, and they have so much energy, so it's always fun to watch them. It really gets you in the Christmas spirit. December 14th is our senior center holiday party. The public is welcome. The cost is $15. It's being catered by Smokehouse Catering. We get lots of really wonderful food. We have bingo at 10 o'clock, and then we serve our meal at 11:30. There's going to be music and maybe a special guest coming in and visiting. We also have door prizes during that time, so it'll be a lot of fun. The cost, again, is $15, and we need to know by this Friday, the 7th, if you're attending. We have to have firm numbers to him by the end of day Friday. So if you're wanting to attend, please let us know by the end of day on Friday, the 7th.
How many do we have signed up already?
Probably about 30.
30? Okay.
Everybody waits till the last minute. I'll get probably 20 more on Friday. And that's fine, just so I know by Friday, because he brings in the food that we're going to eat, so he's not going to bring a whole bunch extra.
And you have to know by the 7th.
By this Friday, tomorrow.
Friday, right.
Tomorrow is the 7th, yeah. And then we're going to have a special Christmas movie. We're going to watch It's a Wonderful Life and have some popcorn and holiday treats, and that's going to be at 12:30 on December 19th. So we hope you can join us for that classic movie. It's always fun to watch at Christmas time. A reminder that we're going to be closed for the holidays from December 24th through January 1st. The holiday is Monday and Tuesday, and then Monday and Tuesday, and then in between that, we're having new countertops put in the bathrooms. So we wouldn't be able to have people in the building anyway, so we just decided to close. It was most convenient during the holidays. People aren't around anyway. And that's it. That's it for the old business.
Has there anything been done on the front room there for either the curtains, draperies, or whatever you're going to do with them?
The blinds are being installed next week.
Okay.
We priced out different options, custom stuff and custom curtains and blinds, and really the vertical blinds ended up being really the most economical, something we can afford. And unfortunately, the ones that are in there now just aren't fixable anymore because their mechanisms have been abused. So those will be installed this next week, I think. So that should be nice. We'll be able to close them and keep the sun out when people need to watch a movie and stuff. So that'll be good.
Okay. Next item, committee report and comments. Do we have anyone here that's on a committee that has any comments to make?
Our programming committee did meet, and we talked about some spring programming. We have some really good ideas. I already talked to Diana from the old Zion Church, and she's going to work on a date in the spring. We want to wait till spring. And we talked about the holiday party and made some suggestions about that. So we probably will need to meet again in January, because I just found out that it's the senior center's 50th year this year than in 19. So we're going to maybe do some kind of celebration thing. We can maybe talk about that throughout the year. But we should maybe set a date for that. So how about after the January advisory board meeting, meet next door?
That's good.
Does that work for anybody? And everybody's welcome. People in the community are welcome to come and join us and give us suggestions and ideas for programming. But any of you who are there. So the next meeting is Thursday, January 3rd. So after this meeting, so around 9 o'clock-ish, we'll meet over at the senior center and work on programming.
If nothing else on new business, we'll move on to the director's report.
All right.
And that's in your packet here.
It's a short report. We're getting towards the end of the year. October, we had some really fun things going on. We have a new benefit specialist from the ADRC, and her name is Brianna Williams. During the open enrollment period for Medicare Part D, she's been here every Tuesday, and she's been full, so she's really glad to meet all kinds of new people and be available to help them with their insurance questions. Starting in January, she'll be here the second or third Wednesday of the month by appointment. So if you need her assistance with any kind of insurance questions, she'll be here. Give us a call and we'll sign you up for an appointment with her. As long as she has 3 people to visit, they let her come down and stay. If there's less than 3, she'll call you personally on the phone and set something up to help you out. So you're never left out of the loop. It's just sometimes she can't come here because of the numbers. But she usually has enough people for her to come down here. But either way, we'll communicate that with anybody who has a question or concern. But she's really, really knowledgeable, very helpful, not just with helping you decide about your supplements, but if you have questions about how they work or, going forward, she has a lot of information and can help explain things and clear things up because insurance is just a confusing thing. So she's really great. She's a great girl. And then, of course, in October, we had Sweat here, and that went really well. We had 142 people at the senior center viewing the play. It was an interesting play. It was a drama, so I think people were taken aback a little bit about the subject matter. But the performance was wonderful, and it was a really unique and interesting experience, and it was well attended and well received. So we really are thankful to the library for getting that into town. And the supplemental programming behind that has been really interesting too. But it just goes to show we have an outlet for it, and at least for a small production, we definitely have room at the senior center to accommodate people, which is wonderful. And then on the 31st of October, we had a Halloween party. That was a lot of fun. And I think I should be reporting on November. So I have the wrong thing in here, but it's pretty much the same. So in November, what did we do? November, we had a fun night out. We went to the James Street Pizza, and then we saw the movie Eat, Pray, Love at the Senior Center. We had a group of ladies do that. We had a nice time doing that. We trick-or-treated in October with all of the kids from Redbud, and then they came in November, and we made little turkeys out of candy corn shapes. So that was kind of fun. They sang songs. What else did we do in November?
We did the cards for the veterans.
We did the cards for the veteran. That turned out really well. So we had a card party the Sunday before Veterans Day. We had 20 people. We had a really nice lunch. A lot of the businesses in the area donated funds to cover the cost of the lunch. So all proceeds from the lunch and any leftover funds from those donations went to the Marine Corps League for their homeless and job placement services. And so all in all, we took in about $400. So that was really nice. It was our first time trying that. The veterans got to eat for free. Everybody else paid $2. The prize money was based on how many people played, and it was $3 for each person towards the prize money. So it was a nice afternoon, and I hope that more people come next year now that we've kind of done it and people know that we have a good time, and it was a good meal. Everybody got plenty of food, and it was just a nice social time. It went really well. So we're going to do that again next year. We always try to do it before Veterans Day so we don't interrupt any of the veterans' things that are going on, because there's a lot of great activities and events for veterans, and we don't want to interfere, so we always have it the weekend before. But we will do that again next year, and it was fun. What else did we do in November? I don't remember. I'm already in December mode. I usually, and so I will get you all the November report, because this, I printed out the October one for some reason instead of the November one. Budget-wise, we are on track. The only thing we're over budget for was the thing we've been over budget for all year. And we've worked on, eliminating that problem for next year a little bit. It was the newspapers, and Dale and Pat Gessler, in memory of Pat's mom, donated some money towards papers to help us cover those extra costs. I had a very good learning experience this year. I found out that if you pay for a yearly subscription, you don't actually get a year's worth of newspapers. You get a year's worth of newspapers minus $5 for every special one. So like the Thanksgiving one or any special ones, and you can't opt not to get those. So we were going not only over budget because the price increased, but we were going over budget because the 52 weeks that I paid for only lasted for like 40 weeks. So that put us even more over budget. So we've worked on that. I worked with Madison Newspapers, and they're giving us a little bit of a break. And we're doing some other things plus the extra donations. So we should be able to get all 3 papers all year, and not go over budget this year. They're becoming expensive. Jeez. But so that's really the only thing over budget. Everything else is really coming in good. I always try to wait till the last month or 2 of the year to do any of the big spending, just in case I need it for an emergency earlier in the year. So this month will be the biggest spending month, because we'll spend the money that we had earmarked for different things now, because we know we don't need them for an emergency thing. So we're looking at buying some more supplies ahead of time. There's a couple pieces of equipment that we had earmarked some money for that now we'll get. We just wanted to make sure we didn't need it for something else, because we did have to buy a new vacuum that we hadn't planned on, so that took some of that money. But that's how I work it out, to make sure we're covered for things just in case. And the city council is working on the budget, working to approve that, so that we should hear pretty quick the final verdict on it. But it sounds good. I asked for a slight increase for some things, because of course everything gets more expensive, and but I tried to keep it real reasonable and make it really valid money that we needed. And I think that'll go over just fine. Other than that, Candace and I will both, of course, be off between Christmas and New Year's, but I'll be in and out for the repair people. And Candace will be in and out a little bit doing some work, but we just won't be open for the public, just for safety's sake and convenience sake for the people coming and going with stuff. Other than that, is there any questions for me?
I understand the new computers have been installed.
Yes, I forgot about that, yes. So we had budgeted for, and received a donation from the Columbus Area Endowment to cover the costs of new computers for our computer lab. The ones we have were gonna be outdated so that they couldn't be upgraded anymore. So with their generous donation and the money we'd set aside, we were able to install 2 new computers. One of them has Microsoft Office on, so folks can come in and do resumes or fill out applications or type letters, which is something we didn't have before. But we have 2 brand new computers. They're really nice, slick things. They work really good. And we got them all installed and ready to go ahead of time. So those are already in the computer room being utilized. We welcome everybody in the community to come in and use our computers during the day. If you have questions or need help with anything, either Candace or I are there. And then, of course, on Wednesdays, Mike Hanisick comes in by appointment and will give you lessons if you need to learn something about a computer. He's really great, and he'll teach you over and over again if that's what you need, but he's really super, and we hope people utilize him. He's utilized quite a bit, but there's always room for another person to come in at some point and get lessons if you want to do that. But they're nice computers, so we're very thankful that the CAE gave us some money and that we were able to take care of that this year rather than having to poke around next year and figure that out. So that was very nice. Thank you, Kathy. I forgot about that.
Any other comments from the board members for the? If not, we'll go on to the suggestion box. There was nothing in there. Our next meeting will be January 3rd of 2019 here at the City Hall. And if there are no other issues, I need a motion to adjourn and a second.
I make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay.
All right, and just really quickly, before we leave, we received some information about the holiday train and parking, and I wanted to mention it on the air so that everybody has this information, but you can find it online at the city website and on Facebook. But the best parking for the holiday train, the north side of the tracks would be Meister Park, there's lots out there, Mullins parking lot, Rotary Park, and then there is some street parking. On the south side of the tracks, the VFW lot on South Water Street, the Capri lot, Farmers and Merchants Union Bank, the library lot, City Hall lot, Senior Center lot, and downtown street parking. There will be handicap parking, and the streets will be closed off for that starting at 7 o'clock. And there is handicap parking closer to the tracks. You will have to be ushered in by a police officer or fire personnel and prove that you have, handicap status. And that is limited, so it's first come, first served, but it is closer to the tracks on either side. So that's available for those folks who need that as well. But there is plenty of parking, not too far away, and so everybody come and enjoy the train on Friday. It's gonna be cold, but we'll have fun. So that's it. Thank you.